Good evening, everyone. My favorite time of the week is Wow Wednesday, our Solex and AOScan testimonial call. And we have two co-hosts this evening helping me with this call. And I just want to briefly introduce them, but we want to say welcome and thank you for joining us. I have Marianne Node from Canada. She is an amazing lady. And just pop in and say a little bit about yourself, Marianne. What brought you to Solex and AOScan?
Hi, good night or good evening, everybody. And I want to say thank you, Sheila. It was you that brought me here. And I first was attracted because I was interested and had been using terahertz wands before. And when the Infinity was being introduced, that's where I got excited, started looking at things. And then I found out about the scans. And that's when there was a 360 and, my life changed completely. So thank you so much for that, because I've been able to bless a lot of people with this technology, and I feel very honored and privileged to be able to do that. So thank you.
I'm so grateful. And Marianne's got some really powerful testimonies to share too. Can't wait to hear those. And then we also have Shannon Ashcroft. Shannon has been with Solex for maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
And she does some very interesting things with it. And recently, some things have shifted for her to where other people are getting excited about what she's doing. You want to share a little bit, Shannon?
Well, I'm Shannon, and I'm a traditional naturopathic doctor. I'm also in school for my PhD, another PhD in orthomolecular medicine. I work a lot with people in chronic pain and using another frequency method to do that. But I do use the scanner to partner with that quite regularly. Dealing with chronic ill and chronic pain people, a lot of times, as most of the other practitioners can testify, it's not always right in your face what's going on. And even if they have a diagnosis that like a bulging disc, that doesn't mean that's where the pain's coming from. And so I do use the scanner a lot, partnered with FSM to help guide me where I'm using the frequencies to manage the pain. And it's the most amazing thing to have somebody walk in, tell me that they're at a 10 pain and they leave at a 0 or a 1. That's just the greatest feeling in the world. And I really do love having that tool, the scanner, to help guide me in doing that.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you use the scanner at all with your amazing birds?
I do. I use the scanner for everything. Doesn't everybody, right? Yes, I have 7 now, 7 exotic birds. And so I will use them. I do have some that have, believe it or not, some mental issues. So, so I do use, when birds have mental issues, they'll pluck their feathers or pull self-mutilate. And so I use the scanner to help kind of calm their nervous system and help, again, guide me in what nutritional needs they may have. My birds eat better than most people eat. Their diet's on point, but I use the scanner with my dogs, my cat. Yep. All the animals. Yep. And my grandbabies, of course.
Well, you're one of the few people I know that uses it with birds, and I just thought that was very interesting because Shannon does rescue, tropical bird rescue, and it's just quite a thing she has going. But it was very interesting when we started talking about how to use this technology with the birds. So
I do
thank
have
you.
kind of a funny story for you, because my grandkids are so used to my frequency work, and they're just so used to it. And back in the fall, we took our grandkids to the pumpkin patch, and they had this sledgehammer thing that makes the bell ring, right? And they're 3 and 5, and they were just amazed by it. And they had a little one for kids, and they wanted to try it. And I was standing right there, and I turned my head for 1 second, just as my grandson slipped his hand underneath my granddaughter swinging the sledgehammer, and it broke a bone in his pinky here. And he of course cried frantically, and he said, "I need a machine." And of course, I'm at the pumpkin patch. I don't have a machine, right? So all I could do is reach for my phone and play the skate. I grabbed Sephi and started running pain. And, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to help, but I don't know what else to do for the little guy. So I take the phone and I put his little hand on there, and he calmed down, and I said, does that help? And he said, uh-huh. And so
Oh
he ran all around, or, rode in the wagon all around with my phone in his hand while the scanner was just broadcasting frequencies. But he's so used to having those things that he just automatically just thought that's what we do.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am going to read our disclaimer really quick just to get that out of the way. For people that might be new here, we are talking about information technology. So we want to make sure that it is made clear that the AO scan technology is not a medical device. The statements shared in this call have not been evaluated by the FDA. None of our Solex products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Now that that's out of the way, we'll get back to sharing how amazing this technology is. And I love the point that you made about the little guy that's so used to having this technology. We had someone on a call several months back who had a 6-year-old that's standing there doing their own scans, already knows how to do their own scans and give themselves exactly what they need. Isn't that so cool? So I just want to open up the call. Does anybody have anything to share with us about their AO scan, any testimonies, people they've worked with or themselves, any questions? You can talk about any of our amazing Solex
I can
products.
start. You know
Yes.
me, I'll jump right in.
Great.
Okay, in my introduction, I didn't explain that I am a practitioner of natural medicine, and I've been doing that for 24 years up here in Canada. So I'm an herbalist. I have numerous modalities. I've worked with frequency. I'm going to call it frequency medicine is what I call it, but we're not making any disease claims here. And I have clients that I work with remotely. And then I just recently opened up a part-time clinic again over, I live on a remote island. So I catch a ferry and I go over to the big Vancouver Island. It's called up here in Canada. It's a big, big island once a day working on people because just there's so many people that need some help. So anyways, which one do I want to pick? I'm going to start off with a lady down from Denver, Colorado. And she's been treated with a medication for a blood disorder. And the side effect of what she's feeling for her body is incredible acidity, acid reflux. Her esophagus is being challenged by all of this acid coming up, and also mouth sores, an extremely sore mouth. And I mean, she's lost quite a bit of weight, and I've actually been working with her. And I also recommended the methylene blue, which is another story and amazing product. So in combination with red light, another story. I've been working on her using the scans, and we want her to be hydrated. We want her to be nourished. Her body needs that, but her mouth was so sore, and every time she ate, it was just, again, this acid. So I started doing scans on her, and I had like the most amazing results within 2 days. Like 2 days, you guys. She'd been suffering from that for quite a while. I did just, I mean, I'm an herbalist, so, and then there's just common sense, inexpensive ways to help somebody. I said, just take some baking soda, put some in the water, drink a little bit of that, do that at night and do that in the morning to help, change this acidic state that you're in, and the relief that she got for that. But the sores in her mouth to clear up that fast, she was like so excited with that. Now, second one real quick, and thank you, Sheila, for helping me with this. about 10 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, my brother, he had 4 strokes. And it could have been worse. We're grateful that, it wasn't worse, but his left side of his body was damaged. And so he couldn't walk. He could hardly move his arm. And he had some like his memory was, a little bit affected. But anyways, I got a hold of Sheila because I know that she'd worked on her father with this. And was it father-in-law?
Yeah, my father.
Yeah. So she gave me the protocol and I started using it on my brother. And you know, I couldn't go see him because I live in another part of the country. And but to be able to facilitate these frequencies so that his body could start to rebalance and remember and equalize and recalibrate was such a gift to me. And I mean, what a coincidence that his arms started to move and he started to have more mobility. And then as a little bit more, he could start to move his leg. It wasn't just there flopping around. Now his arms moving, whatever. I continue to work on him. Thank you. His neurological has progressed, his neurological state, in memory, his cognitive, it's not 100%, but you know what? I continue to send him daily. And I have a family group. And I'm just extremely grateful for that. So these are
Oh,
things that you can't put a price on, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. That's why we do this call, because when I hear these things, that's all I can say is, wow, seriously.
It is
A
a
lot of
wower.
a lot of people don't recover from that paralysis from strokes. That just blows my mind. And so I just wanted to share a little snippet for those of you that don't know. The founder of our technology, actually, Lauren, had a stroke just shortly before I met him. It was maybe a year before I came to Solex. And literally, Marianne and Shannon, I just thank you. I just wanted to make sure you could see that. So I left out a part about this is we are asking people to join us co-hosting, because there's sometimes where people have to be gone. And it is so nice to be able to break the ice and kind of sit on and find out what to do to run a call. And that's kind of what we're doing. I'm going to be out of the country for a couple of weeks, and we just want people to feel comfortable keeping the show going when I can't be here. Thank you, ladies. But Lauren was also, I think he was left side paralyzed, and he told me all he did was lay in that bed and scan and optimize, scan and optimize, scan and optimize, and he walked out of the hospital in 3 days. I was blown away, blown away. I just don't know of anything that can empower people the way that AOScan can empower them, and so affordable. So it just blows my mind. Marianne has lots of testimonies. I hear stories from her all the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have got to share that on the call. She just blows my
Well, if you
mind.
don't have any more, I'll hop in with a few more, but I don't want to monopolize the call. If anybody has a story they want to share, I'll spit out as many as I can.
Shelly Mickey, I see that you're driving, and I don't know if you can even unmute or talk, but I just wanted to ask if you had anything to share. You're muted. There you go. And I can't hear you. Darn, darn, darn. Sometimes the audio gets messed up if you hit the wrong button. Technology has good and bad. You are talking and it is not connecting you, so we can't hear you. Maybe turn up your volume. Oh, we lost her. Hello, Tina Beagle. Takara, do you have anything?
Hello.
Just
I
wanted
have
to-
something if nobody else does.
Dr. Daryl, tell us.
So I had been asking over and over and over for people to tell me what they feel when they have their infinity mat. And I
Hmm.
just got mine today. And now I see why people can't really explain it. So I have two different PEMF devices. I've got three other jade stone or stone mats. And I've only been on it one time, and I can't even describe how amazing that was. It wasn't just the heat, but that PEMF, and I did the one that's red. I don't even know what that is because again, I haven't gotten that far into it to look at everything. But I almost felt paralyzed at a certain point, like I couldn't get up. And I don't know how long I laid there, but then I caught myself snoring. And it was just a certain level of relaxation that I don't recall the last time I went into that fast. It was outrageous. It was almost scary to me.
Now you see why I had a hard time explaining too, because it's like, I don't know. I just know that when I get on there, I don't want to get off.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. So I will be getting on it again probably later on today. But it is, I'm gonna need to wrap my brain around that experience. It was wild.
I haven't ordered mine yet, but I'm anxiously wanting to.
I'm telling you, I have laid on a few different mats and I never got very excited about anything that I've tried before until the day I laid on this one. I was like, oh my goodness, it is so different. I can't explain it either. I just know my body craves it. Dr. Daryl, thank you for sharing that because I
Absolutely.
know people are always asking about the mat.
Looks like Dr. Janine said, it's amazing.
Yes. Shelly, you want to try to unmute again? No? Okay, I just wanted to see if you had something to share. I didn't want to leave you out. Okay, all right. Must be an audio issue. Okay, maybe next week we'll catch it. Okay. Tina Beagle, did you have something to share?
Well, first, let me say I clicked the wrong Zoom and I was on with Tammy. Whoops. I'm sorry, I'm late. Let me start with
Not a
that.
problem.
And no, I'm liking the results with my mom, you know. She's doing good. She ended up having well, she had a doctor come over because, you know, with Humana, they send a doctor to visit her at home. And with that, they noted that she needed her legs checked for circulation and stuff like that. So I took her to go to the vascular place and they did like an ultrasound on her legs and they hooked her up her wrist and both her ankles. And within 10 minutes, they were done. And she says, there ain't nothing wrong with your legs. Circulation seems to be really good. So not sure what's going on, but I like those results.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you for
Uh-oh.
sharing that. Well, you know, it is almost time for us to go find out what Solex has to say tonight. I am so excited. Shannon and Mary Ann, I would love for you ladies to close us out.
Okay, what does that mean?
We just thank everybody for being here because without you, this call is not possible. And if someone
Yeah.
invited you here, we want you to go back to the person that invited you.
Definitely. I love hearing all the stories. It's great. So it is definitely great to have all of you here, and we appreciate you and sending you lots of love frequencies. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to those that brought you here.
Yeah.
And if you have friends who need help or family members or, you know, your neighbors, co-workers, this would be a great call for them to hop on and have a listen to. You know, we all need to reach out, stretch out, support each other, and there's a lot of people who need our help. So let's make sure that we spread the word. And
Amen.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
inviting me to be a co-host. And thank you, Shannon, for being my co-host buddy.
Yeah, thank you. This was fun. This was my
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
This was fun.
It was very fun. So I hope that you all had a good time as well. And thank you, ladies, for being willing to co-host and hopefully take over for me when I can't be here. I just love this call. It's just my favorite call of the week. So we love you all so much, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Night, everybody.